Hello, species value system. This video is about Earth's value, and my name is Anthony Wall. This is my YouTube channel. Before well-being and from beyond well-being, at the same time, the same identity of value progression is self-generated. It has an identity of relationship to itself that is positive or negative in relationship to five semi-natures of itself, and in relationship to three semi-natures of itself, and in relationship to and as the simultaneous nature of itself in demonstration of this. Also from and as an identity of value, ours, where and as and how it's value. See how no matter who you are, your identity longs water, longs food, clean, longs nature with an identity of relationship to the ground. I'll gather round, even overtly tactically denatured, all landscape theater, where theater is criminal insidious nature, criminal insidiousness. I am not a lawyer. And I have no criminal record. I like to keep it that way. But we have interbranch actors too. This is originally still with vertical and horizontal sequence racketeering. Uses of undercover legitimate, vetting legitimate to pretend delusions legitimate that are used to effectively having maintained and maintaining self-valued even and exploited in layers. Criminally foreign influence states and areas, sciences, each, database relationships, each, tied to this. And that already had life progressions from those positions. In identity, this is identity scores. See how each complete identity of your body shares the complete identity of your complete body. And that complete identity is simultaneously value with what is group value and species value simultaneously. For example, these aren't just words about the simultaneous nature, the semi nature, the two semi natures in relationship to one. This is how it is self generating. This is how the engineering of everything works. Bach sings, you jerks. You fly to space. What happens if we have too much in space, too much, and it magnetically pulls everything in space? No, zero gravity, not hard to pull things. That's probably, I don't know. Or maybe that, but I'm saying what I do know, what science shows, is that value nature systems here, they have no, they're, in other words, they're locked into a method of child abuse with value treatments. So we come, like, for example, this is about sciences that were being prohibited from free speech. The church, for example, right through with those child abuse scandals, they were recorded and confessed and demonstrated involved with racketeering with a whole bunch of nations with psychology. Whole bunch of people tied to a Leahy family. Behind my back through time rolls with stacking databases with vertical, horizontal database racketeering. Uses of each age of school from intercities. These are the people involved with Justice Department racketeering. Doctors, foreign and domestic, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated with physical delusions, crime acts roles with predators against each age of fact treatment nature. Distinctly and non-distinctly sickly with each nature of court, especially like probate courts with elderly, with their roles with the child defenders, and that also how showing distinctly and non-distinctly, were sickly more distinctly on the Britain Superior Court. Other natures of court have been in collusion with families associated with these. And with the police forms, same thing. Weathersfield's police chief, the one years ago that was before, same house slash S recorded, confessed, and demonstrated with as family members associated intercampuses of each age in town. Also racketeering roles with a whole bunch of people on and off Lena's Pizza and Hartford Hospital and all the campuses I went, campus I didn't go to tied to it, criminal use of them. People associated with, this is from off campuses, criminal uses of fact cheating nature racketeering, where we have self-defended pseudo positive as the identities of each science, as the identities of those with the most knowledge, for example, of American history, preventing what is simple, preventing sequence racketeering from being demonstrated, using what is knowing the most to get over on people. These are identity racketeering roles with the vertical and horizontal database racketeering and uses of that, not just on off campuses, the live aggressions, but this is right through the identity where every individual group difference and altogether is maintained criminally foreign influence self-value that way, per time treatments, per torture method, because everyone needs to seek for positive and everyone's needing to ask questions, and we have the sciences locked into collusion. What is already valued, each identity of the ground is already valued, lied about. You can't tell American history and value that. Glorified. Now that we have cars, they didn't have cars. They had the zoning laws and the pathology of homes forced means to them, forced with the slavery and the fact cheating nature torture of our founders. It's not that they force that we compare because they're using that as a breaching method tool, a weapon simultaneously. Psychology, a whole bunch of nations associated with psychology. They had Joseph Mengele overtly up front sick because then they had everyone scared in layers. Motivations, natures, needs, fake positive. We have fake sides. There's not one modern nation, not a victim, blaming the other things, others themselves, for the real causes of negative alienation, progression to accident, which is semi-ancient, and it came from before the founders of modern religions. That's why no one's allowing the first part of the Quran and the first part of the Old Testament to have a freedom of speech. And how they're getting away with it, not by accident, is relying upon identities of science with practical that is impractical. Now, these are also people involved with identity thefts, lying about the social. Like you'll see, we'll see. We'll examine our modern